Okay. More than your body for you. Automatically generate a vertical cropped version for shorts feed. What? You can stream from to shorts? Oh. What? That's nuts. There are no live broadcasts for this. We're not live right now. Let's cock it and pull it. We're going down, down, and around. Chill, we'll go down, swinging. Let's try again. Broadcast created. All right, come join me. It's more than you bargained for, yeah. You were trying to get long, now you're getting bodied by the market because you believed in a seasonal rally. More than one ingestion is using the primary URL. Send one stream to the primary ingestion URL and one stream to the backup URL. Well, that doesn't make any sense. How's that a thing? Let's go here to broadcast and make sure we are live. Let's cut it, pull it. Running around, sugar, we're going down, swinging. Give me a second, guys. I'm just checking to make sure that this is all good. Going down, swinging. Oh, well, I don't really need to hear myself. Give me a second, guys. I'm just checking to make sure that this is okay. All right, yep. The background music is absolutely deafening. That was what I was worried about. Okay, 1 second. We got a lot to talk about. I just finished my lunch. Oh, shoot. Let me get some caffeine and close the window. Okay, baby birds. Oh, my desk is actually... I'm so glad you guys can't see my actual desk because it is a disaster right now. There's like 8 pairs of socks underneath my desk right now. Okay. How we all doing? Is everyone surviving? Let me see the chat. The chat should be on. Okay, YouTube's working. X is working. I have some caffeine. I have some music. Let me take this out of my ear. Let me turn. Let me actually adjust this. It's like a little too loud even for me. Okay. Look, I've been tweeting about this nonstop, this downside move, okay? And we can actually look at this from two different perspectives because there's been some pretty big divergences depending on which index you're watching, okay? Well, we're obviously looking at indexes, but look, the queue setup this morning was absolutely gorgeous. Okay, you see, we've been obviously forming a new bearish trend, right? We set a higher low. This is a beautiful rollover. All right, this rounded top here is a beautiful setup for a short. They tried to turn it into a bull flag this morning in the pre-market, and it got an instant denial through the EMA convergence into the open, okay? The instant you see that, you have asymmetrical risk reward on your puts, okay? So if anything, you take anything from this live stream, I want you to take that away right now, here and now, 65-minute time frame, EMA convergence. If you blow through it, whether to the up or downside, you have asymmetrical risk reward for a position on that day. And probably for even a swing position. Okay? So I slammed out some puts on that. Okay? And you know, even Bitcoin here this morning tried to do a reclaim through this short-term trend line. It failed it. Now the daily is rolling over. I think the 2-day is trying to provide some support here. So we'll see if we can break this larger trend line here. But understand if this gives out, this gets really ugly really fast. And I think actually a lot of people look at this in logarithmic form, especially institutions who are kind of keeping an eye on it. And so this would actually be the trend line that you would watch, something like this. Actually, is what you'd want to watch. So confirmation candle below here, because that's a nice like triple bottom there off that trend line, okay? And then this is your support. So keep that in mind that a lot of institutions do whoop, I'm clicking the wrong thing. Do watch this in log rather than regular. Anyways, so for SPX, like where are we likely headed? I like to use SPX because it's a greater basket of stocks, right? I don't usually do Elliott wave analysis on the NASDAQ. I just wanted to show you that setup on the NASDAQ because of techs where the relative weakness is, right? Even into this downside move, IWM's being pretty sturdy. But it doesn't look great. You know, if we lose 245, I'm going to still try to keep some calls here because actually the weekly just gave out. So at 245, I might just have to straight up cut. I'll roll out if the weekly can confirm a reversal from here. But the monthly still does look good. So I think small caps are the buy into 2026. But we'll have to be more nuanced with that position and management. So far, I'm just letting them run because I need some upside protection because of how short I am. Although I've actually gone... Let's look. I'm actually long here on my deltas because I've been locking in so many puts. So I'm actually long. I have the IWM longs on. I have ANGX longs. I have Talk longs. And McDonald's. I tried Netflix too this morning. And that one failed. I thought it looked pretty interesting. I thought it looked like a nice, really nice cup and handle in the pre-market. But then the breakout just gave out. It didn't get over a claim level, so I ended up getting out of that one pretty fast. And McDonald's actually still looks really good here. If we look at the McDonald's daily chart here. By the way, while I'm talking, if anyone has questions, I'll try to keep an eye on the stream here. The streams. Shit, I'm ignoring Kick. Maybe I should ignore Kick. I don't know what it is about Kick viewers, but they ask crazy ass questions all the time. McDonald's looks really good here against the broader market. Like the weekly is giving the confirmation out of the back of the rally. 2 day and 1 day, same deal. We got this pullback, but right back to the breakout level. This is pretty significant. This is 9 months. This is a 9 month wedge that's breaking out, back tested, getting confirmation today into the market weakness. So take note of that. It's really strong. So I like positions like that and try to hunt those out for those long positions to have some, as a hedge, right? To keep long and short so I don't get faked out into any low liquidity moves into the end of the year. The market's very thin, so even without any massive headlines, you got that plunge today. Like that's a symptom of a very thin market, which is why the crash risk is so stupid high right now. And I do really want to drive this home. Their weekly TTM on SPY, on Qs rather, is about to flip negative. Something that we haven't seen since March of last year, before, we were already deep in the crash. It's about to flip negative, and we're not even really in that type of scenario. Which, in my opinion, kind of shows you how much this market isn't reacting to the obvious risk and weakness here. All right. I know the Fed's pumping. I know we're going to go higher next year. But I think a lot of people are getting caught being complacent and lazy into the end of the year. And a plunge like today, if you gap down tomorrow, unlike most gap downs, like earlier this week, I told you, this is really important nuance, okay? This is really important nuance. What was this? This was Thursday, so on Monday? Yeah. So on Monday, we got the gap down. I think it's actually better to view this on the 65-minute again. So on Monday, we get this gap down that came from the market, and then it quickly got bought up into the open like that, right? And I think on the 4-hour, you were starting to get extended. And the market didn't break any major key levels, right? It came back and back tested this major key level. I think it's hard to not see this. Maybe I should add SPY. This is really important, the correlation here, though. So on Monday, okay, Tuesday, we get this gap down move, and you don't want to size up into a gap down like that when SPY hasn't broken a major key level, right? The broad market isn't getting sucked down, and with downside, you want that confluence to the downside if you want to actually short an index, okay? So you get this gap down weakness on the Qs, and I took all my put profits there and waited until the close to load back up in that position and then load it up this morning when we actually had the EMAs break down. Does that make sense? Because that's when we actually got the major broad market on the SPY. We actually broke that 6,800 level. If you've been following me for, I don't know, it's been like 2 weeks. I've been saying, why 6,800? It's going to give. Why 6,800? It's going to give. I tweeted earlier this week. I said, if you fight this to the downside, you're going to regret it, right? I could have possibly put out more freaking warnings. And there's just no reaction just because I don't think people are paying attention, okay? But now you've completely broken the key levels, okay? And you just failed the breakout. And I think this is a seaway to the downside. If I'm right, this thing's going to make several huge legs down, okay? So we could get a massive gap down tomorrow, have a dead cat bounce, and then another gap down to the downside. Okay, people are saying there's no catalyst. I think your biggest catalyst to be aware of is that they're expediting the litigation over the tariffs. And well, I mean, we could look at let's look at Kalshi. And I'm not logged in. Do I need to be logged in? No, looks like I looked stuff up. Oh, actually, they've swapped to courts ordering a tariff refund before July 1st and next year. Over 50%, 53% chance. Looks like a very illiquid market, though. Looks like a very illiquid market. But the tariff decision is bullish long term, right? Obviously. But the chaos and a potential for us having to, like that, bet on refund other countries is going to be a complete disaster. The market perceives these tariffs as leverage for Trump, as good for the market. So there's going to be this period of repricing that's going to have to occur as the market processes that information. Chaos is not good. Certainty is good. And actually, I'll be honest, I haven't looked at VIX today. So VIX is actually doing a really poor job of confirming this move so far. It's actually pretty good for the bulls. I think if you get a gap down, this could explode. There's probably some... This is probably what I should be looking at buying. I probably want both open, so I'll probably... It's really wide spreads into the end of the year. I think I can go 20 days out. These are actually pretty cooked without VIX actually giving much of a move here. I'm going to try this anyways. But I got to keep it small because they're pricey. I'm gonna buy a small bag of the 30 calls for VIX for January 7th. If I can get filled. Really, dude? Why am I not? Okay, I got filled. Oh, jeez. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I got scraped up a lot looking for this downside move, but today finally paid it back. Today the small account's up 12%. I guess that would be 14%. So that's fantastic. We got any questions from the stream? What's your bottom target for Crash? So if we're following Elliott wave analysis, I believe I have to set to a key level, but what you do for is typically an ABC equals 1 for a fib. So you would use your fib extension tool from the top of the top, bottom of the A, and then back up to the B, and then you want to equal 1 for the wave C. So actually looks like this is a little bit off. You'd look for like 6,500 for a clean ABC, so slightly lower than the A wave. So that would be my base case. Now, if this is actually some sort of crazy I'd say this is low probability. But if this is actually the beginning of a 5-wave pattern to the downside, you would look for 6,200. That's not my base case. I don't think that's going to happen. I think 6,500 is not asking a lot. And again, you know, like you're about to lose this 2 days. This 2 days about to roll over. This choppiness just is. It's a further indication to me that this is an ABC, because this is what the price action is typically like in ABC patterns. It's very choppy. It's very fakey. It fakes you out to the upside, to the downside. But the thing is I think today is confirmation that we're in a C, and C's are very tradable because they're usually very fast when they start to come to fruition. So, you know, this could play out before the end of the year, you know, or maybe by the beginning of next year, we're already rallying back to the upside. Is very possible. What do you think about gold and silver? Higher. Higher. That's what I think. Higher. More. Look, guys, like there were so many people back here calling for this to crash back to the downside, but I mean, now the monthly RSI on gold is more overbought than it's ever been, which to a novice trader, to someone who's new to this shit, that might make you feel bearish. That's not bearish at all. You're getting full momentum confirmations. What you don't want to see is this setting new highs and that RSI not setting new highs. Okay? Because that tells you that there's not new participants and more new money getting well, that's not really the way to think about it. That'd be like a relative strength. Let me scratch that. What that would tell you is that the rally is starting to die. It's just degrading. The quality isn't as good. That's all that means, right? But when your relative strength is giving full confirmations, there is no fear. You know, I think you break through this previous top on gold and this goes higher. I'm fairly certain that I will note that the weekly hasn't set a new overbought, but I wouldn't worry about it yet because not enough time has elapsed, and so I still think the trend is fine. Yeah, silver is even giving confirmations here on the weekly though. And I know it's super extended from that EMA, but I just think that this isn't a full bubble, and you know, you probably don't buy here. If you're not already in this is not where you get in. But if you are in it, man, you know, look, if you bought silver in the 20s or the 30s, you should be half out here. Okay? You're up 100%. Take half off. You're still meaningfully in. But then you're not asking live streamers or other traders what they think, because you've already locked in some profits. You're playing just with house money, and you're in a much better spot, right? Your psychology is great. You're gonna be more logical about it instead of an emotional of like, is it gonna keep going up or is it gonna crash, or you know, which for me in my experience, that's how I get when stuff does things like this. However, I have extremely high confidence that, especially in the next year, this is going higher. I mean, fundamentally, you have your dream scenario for the rare minerals. And I mean, it's not just silver, by the way. You know, I'm not in this, but Abraham's in this. As you guys know, he's one of my traders at NBT. But he's riding palladium hard, you know, and I mean, this thing's got like a beautiful cup and handle that's breaking out here. Yeah, he's probably mostly out here, but has some on at this point, to be honest, because he's a bit more conservative, but good on him for this one. This chart looks really nice. But yeah, it's not It's not. I think the one thing that's frustrating, lagging is MP. Yeah, MP still getting tagged here. So I mean, this is just silly. Monthly's turning over here though too. Man, you take MP back to like 34 or something, which is where that bullish support is, and I will literally make that. I might. You probably see me putting a YouTube video saying 400% upside on MP. You know, it's MP. Okay, if you're a value investor, you fairly value MP probably right about here. If you believe in the national security fundamental stance for MP, this thing's worth like 112. Like it's got 100% upside from here. Like I own it here, and I'll triple down on my position if we break like 40. I probably won't even wait till we get to 30. Without a doubt. They have a monopoly on U.S. magnets. And I don't think tensions with China are getting better. I think they're going to get worse. Fourth turning theory. I think it's probably one of the best things in the market right now. Without a doubt. Yeah, seeing this thing not get any bids since it's closed is wild. On the upside, I play small caps over tech. So, I mean, honestly, what you watch here is the 5-minute for IWM. You want to see this clear out this bearish resistance. If you can do that and you can get a move through that, I'll buy some calls as a hedge on my short positions and ride out the upswing. And you ride out the upswing until you reclaim the bearish EMA here on the 65-minute. If you clear that, okay, then we got to get out, okay? So put some ones in the chat if you learned something. If that was some good alpha. We got nothing from chat. Okay. So no one thought that was helpful. If you didn't think that was helpful, you're retarded. I've made tens of thousands of dollars playing trends with that exact stop thesis. So I could ride them all the way down. That is extremely helpful. Maybe the explanation was bad, but I know with 100 billion percent certainty that is an extremely useful thing that took me ages to learn how to do properly. I'm just watching chat, looking for questions here. But honestly, I'll probably just hang out and I'll take some trades if some things pop up on my radar. But right now I'm chilling. I was actually hoping we'd get a little bit better of a bounce. I'd like to get really short Apple. Because I think you test this weekly here at 244. I mean, this thing's just completely rolling over. And the weekly momentum never got a good confirmation. It doesn't look great at all. The daily's about to flip bearish. I think the big level I had set here was 265. And I was supposed to get shorter under 276. I was in this yesterday, but I had too many shorts on yesterday, and I decided to take this one off over some other positions. Because when I saw the market probably wanted to bounce into the close yesterday, I had to de-risk a bit. I don't know, man. I think I gotta put something on Apple here. I'm gonna put on some small. It doesn't feel great, but I gotta put something on just in case it gaps down. Oh, wow, this is really cheap. I'm gonna buy some 260 puts for January 16th. And on a bounce, I'll add. Stop is 280, so wide stop. But the closer we get to that, the bigger I'll get. Because there's just no signs of life here. There's no signs of life. I say no signs of life. You got to go get a life. You got to get a better guru, man. I got to get a better guru. Tell me, put a one in the chat if you've been gaslit by Twitter over the past 2 weeks over the obvious weakness in the market. How many bears right now are dancing on the graves of the bulls? Because I am. Last night I was talking to a very smart guy who's had a very amazing year. I'm not talking smack. Especially if he's watching this. I love you, dude. But he was playing devil's advocate for me and trying to convince me that we were going to get a melt up. And I just would not budge, man. I just could not budge. Just could not budge. Even yesterday, for everyone getting super bullish yesterday, look at the way this market closed yesterday. Just under 6,800, man. That bottom of that candle just under this major key level that's been holding since late November, right? Just under, man. If it had closed over, we might have rallied up higher. Truly. Truly, the bulls were truly 2 points away. Well, 3 points away. You got to close over. 3 points away from a potential bounce and break this bearish support. But they failed it, and that was pretty much GG. They failed it. They didn't get enough big enough bounce off the open today. Good game. Wrap it up. But the risk to reward to staying short was just too good. I think I put my mic too close to my face. I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, even my friend who used to manage $1 billion was talking about getting long here or staying long and not really worrying about it. I kept telling him, dude, this market looks like it. He calls me and I go, dude, this market's going to crash. And he just starts singing Jingle Bells. Which is undeniably funny. What do you think of Tesla? I don't like... Man, I was just tweeting this morning. This is my largest stock position. Okay? And I haven't traded with options even though Look, in the weekly prep for Discord members, and I've been sharing those trade ideas every Sunday. I've been sharing them on X, which I don't know what I'm gonna do about X, man. I'm trying to grow my following and reach on there, but people don't like what I see, and so then I can't help more people, and so it's like, what are we doing? But like the stream, maybe even leave a comment if you're super cool. If you're super cool, you'll leave a comment. If you like free stuff, you'll leave a like. Because if we don't if I don't start getting some likes on free alpha on the 80, I think it's like an 83% win rate on all the trades for the entire year that I've posted on X, is what Grok said. But we also, I also had the public performance tracker. Like, you can go look it up. And you know, the cool thing about the Google Sheets, which is not me typing in all my trades, it's automated through my brokerage API, by the way, and the code is listed on GitHub, so you can literally download the code and look at the raw data and see if it's been manipulated, which it fucking hasn't. It's a level of transparency that a single fucking person on X does. Okay? That's more legitimate than me posting my brokerage statement, which with the level that Photoshop's at, you know how easy it is to fake that? Not to mention, well, never mind the fact that I share my live account when I do these live streams all the time, but on those Google Sheets, since the data is logged into there, you can now use Gemini to pull up to do like data analysis for you on my trade history. So I was actually messing with it, and I was like, oh, tell me what my Sharpe ratio is. Tell me the trend with the losers. Like, it's actually a lot of fun to do that and have that data compiled and then immediately integrated with the AI and to do my analysis. Pretty dope. So if you go to my Google Sheets, you can play with that. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun to do. Good time. Everyone agrees. Although I will say that is paired to the main account, and now that the small account has grown a bit larger, I am mostly focused on that one. Especially right now when there's not like a ton of opportunities, I just kind of, the market's very choppy. I just mainly manage the small account, because in small accounts, when things get, today's easy, but for the past 2 weeks it's been difficult. And so you've got to be very, very zoned in and managing those positions. Especially when they're trying to kill you on the premiums. Like, I honestly probably should have had spreads until I got confirmation and then bought back my short side. Just as a preventative measure from big and theta decay on the premiums as I wait for the downside move that we finally got today. But I didn't. But that's okay. You know, you don't gotta be perfect. But it's good to be aware. The website? Dude, I am so excited, guys. I don't know if I should live stream this. Well, actually, you know what? I think it's live. But it doesn't work. Hold up. Let me open Bing. Yeah. So yeah, here's a new website. Yeah, it's not done because I'm fixing the headers. I gotta fix the headers, but the strategy is built. But I don't think this works. Yeah, it doesn't work. It will though soon. But yeah. Um yeah, so none of these have been built yet. But this is up. I just gotta fix the header and I gotta set up all the links and stuff. The course is completely built, but it'll literally be done by the end of this week. I'll probably finish it tonight. It's been a huge freaking project though. You guys will see. You'll see. For the end of this week, that'll be finally be done. I was thinking I could get it done last week, but then I had I mean, actually, if you're watching this and you have experience with Elementor Pro, you should shoot me a DM. Because my issue right now is that it's not letting me access the theme builder because it says that the pages aren't connected, which I think is an issue in the formatting of the PHP or the plug, maybe. I don't actually know, and AI has not been helpful. Just like AI wasn't helpful for why, because like in the user portal for the website, I can't. I could show you, but I'm not going to. But we have a trading view integration, and then for charts and economic data and earnings calendar, all in the user portal, as well as the Discord weekly prep is also going to be shared on the website. So you're getting my like weekly analysis as well. All of that's going to be on the website. And getting those things to load and be a dark mode was a huge pain in the ass. And like freaking Grok couldn't do it. Gemini couldn't do it. And GPT couldn't do it. And some, you know, they want like $3,000 to build that for me. And I'm like, fuck you, I can do it. and then, you know, 2 weeks goes by and I still haven't figured it out. And I'm like, I'm too deep in it now. I'm too damn stubborn. I must figure this out. Because at that point, it feels personal. And I did. But now I just need to get the theme builder to work so I can do the headers. And then just pair the links. And I think everything else is done. Oh, I think the other... I couldn't get it to work, and so I might not do it. But I did want to make custom certificates with people's usernames for passing the course. And that might not happen, which is a bummer. So I think I have to do a Zapier integration to get that completed, and it's I mean, that's just a pain in the ass. And I don't know any other. I really don't know any other way to do that, quite honestly. You want to come on the live stream? Anyone could hop on this live stream at any time. You just had to be in the Discord. I'm literally in the Discord chat right now. I have I have no problem. If you want to come in, I'm just hanging out in the public chat of my Discord. So all you have to do is join through there. What's the other Discord you're in? Dude, I'm in a ton of Discords. I don't really look at this one's Talos. That's the AI company we have a partnership. Below that's Tradegate. I joined Tradegate because that's Dale Pickert's company. And I love Dale. I think Dale's an amazing trader. And but he's like I don't know. He probably named the first dinosaur. And I wanted to join and just offer to help him build it if he needed help. But he's got some young guys helping him, and I just haven't left. I've just been kind of watching them build it. I always offer to help people that do what I do. It doesn't really matter who they are, honestly. The best way to network and build friendships is through favors. And Dale's a good friend to have. Oh, YouTube quality is poor? I don't know what to do about that, man. Honestly, I don't. I'll have to do it after the stream. I mean, I'm not gonna probably be able to resolve that. That just might just be a connection issue. I'm not sure. I don't think there's a way for me to resolve that live. Oh, I was supposed to. Stream marker. Manage. Oh, that's to. If I do the edit here, customization. Details. Change. Oh. I don't know why all the... When AI makes YouTube thumbnails, they're always so huge. And I don't mean in the actual like dimensions, I mean in the file size. And so YouTube always rejects them. What? There's literally no way that's too large. There, I fixed it. Thanks for letting me know. What a stupid format. You should be able to change. You probably can't change the thumbnail before you go live. And I just wasn't paying attention. I was about to complain about how it's set up, but it's probably my fault. So I'll just be quiet. McDonald's position looking good here. I'd like to see this push through a lot better than it is, though. I don't think we set a triple top. I think we break right through it. I mean, the 65-minute looks really good here. What I think about Palantir. Palantir is what I took some end of week contracts this morning, and I closed them too early. The stock. Oh wow, it's the weekly negative actually. So this stock loves to do this and fake out this downside move. I don't think you pull it off again, though. I don't think you manage that magic trick. Two-day will tell all. The two-day looks good. And it's holding the support. I don't know. I got short today. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I got my alert set. Actually, I think this needs to be... No, it's still active. So, I mean, you clap through this. And I mean, honestly, let me double alert this to make sure I am paying attention. Actually. Hello, Trading View. Okay, the option button is just completely freaking broken. Whatever. I don't look at it right now. I'm listening to the Doom soundtrack. That's what the music is. It should be so quiet you could barely hear it, though. I'll turn it down even just a little bit more. The entire reason I don't live stream, because YouTube will flag this and get mad at me, but I thought, no joke, I thought that if I play copyrighted music, that they'll literally take down my YouTube account, but they won't. You just won't get monetization, which I don't give a shit about. So, yeah. And I just learned this like yesterday. So I probably will stream more. But just so I could... It's just my morning routine is I sit down to trade, I do my prep, and I'm blaring something in my ears from a wide variety. Sometimes I'm listening to Christian music, sometimes I'm listening to heavy metal, sometimes got Kendrick Lamar or some Mumford and Sons or Chris Stapleton. I've got a large variation in my palette. But with no music, that ain't it. Damn, I got a huge cut in my arm. I don't even know what from. Um. If you're watching and you're a Discord member, let's take some more. Let's take more of that McDonald's off from this morning for a little bit over 20% here. I'm gonna take another third of them off. As Cube breaks to new lows. There's the exit. I still think it looks fine. I just think that we need to manage that some more. We really don't need our too overall long. But I don't want to just go cutting shit for no reason just because my delta's too long. We really, in the small count, should take off one of these MU lottos. Because we're up 40% here. So the remainder can be free in their earnings if we take this last bit off. So let's actually do that. I mean, honestly, what we have right now is completely free because of we bought those weeklies on we were short into the week, but I think it's just good. Be a little bit protectionist here. For people watching the live stream on MU, we're about to give up the bullish support on the daily here. The weekly's rolling over. I totally think you can come back to like maybe create a double bottom around 190. I think the 2-day is calling for a visit to like 205. Just to get by. Watch out, Tesla. Boy, you got 2 hours and 17 minutes to fix that candle. Oh, we are on the weekly. Oh, that looks even worse. That looks even worse than the daily. Oh no. If Tesla finishes the week like this, massive reversal coming. That's a classic exhaustion candle. On the weekly, you get an exhaustion candle like that while you're that extended. It doesn't matter what stock you are. You're getting bagged and tagged. I know I just said this like an hour ago, but this is my number one position. And I just took another portion of profits at 450. And I think you need to be super cautious of an extended rally like this without a clear fundamental catalyst is not a great sign. in my opinion, everyone's loading into this because they're looking for upside. They're looking for Christmas rally, and it was the only thing moving. So everyone just loaded into it. And so I think it's a brutal trap. I know there's lots of good traders who've been buying it. I know. I really like the guy, so I'm not going to talk shit. But there was one trader who bought like 1 day contracts or end of the week contracts, like at 475. That's if he had been one of my traders at NBT, I would have chewed him out for it. What I would have, if he was trading under the NBT umbrella, I would have asked him why. And it probably would have been a really shit reason because honestly, you have no indication of any reversal whatsoever anywhere in this market on every single index. Looks poor. And Tesla looks really poor as well. So it's like a 2% probability. You just don't even bother with it. And based on his X post, he had size on that. Really dumbass trade. Love the guy. Not going to name him. He's an amazing trader. We all do dumb things. I do dumb things. Just far less than most people. That's the key to being profitable. Okay, it's like improving at chess.com. You don't really need to be some amazing autistic strategist. You just need to stop throwing away your chess pieces for free. Making dumb moves that you will climb and improve, right? And it's the same with trading. Your account will grow as long as you just focus on doing less, on lessening the amount of dumb things that you do. So, God damn. I'm not going to talk about 24-hour trading yet. I will. Go subscribe to the free newsletter. It's on my X bio. Substack/Nobel Trading. And I'll talk about what I think about 24-hour trading on there after I think about it more. I'm still thinking about it. Quite honestly, I don't think I've seen a lot of traders even make comments about it. I think everyone's still kind of thinking about how they feel. Yeah, I won't make any comments past that. I have some inclinations that there's a lot of my edge, like you guys will find in the course, like if there's quite a few. There's like 3 of my best strategies are all pre-market setups. So like off the rip of the open. And I do think that there's going to be some degradation in those setups from 20-hour, 4-hour trading. Because there won't be an open where there's this flood of liquidity. People will just wake up, and whenever they wake up, they'll just start trading. And there won't be like a pre-market. So there's probably going to be some You're probably going to need to be more dynamic. You're going to have to get used to actually setting stops and swings and stuff. I think the negatives actually outweigh the positives, but well, if this is what I do, I'll adjust. I'm not like worried about it. I'll figure out how to manage that. I don't, but that's just that's my unfinished thoughts. So I'll probably argue with AI about it. And that's my favorite thing to do when I'm thinking about even like a trade thesis. Grok is the best AI to do that with. Tell Grok to argue with you, and it goes hard. It'll steel man you so hard. Yeah, so this looks like a bear flag on Palantir right here. Like I think you're gonna lose this here. Based on the 30-minute. You are pretty extended on the 65, so but it could sit like that for a while. So actually so you're breaking that support right here though. Shit. I don't. Yeah, I see McDonald's running. Just let it run. I'm not. It's just not breaking out. Just let it do its thing. It's still moving. Um. Excuse me. Sorry. Focused. Um. 78. A break carry takes you to 168. The 165 goes for 43. It only has a 55% implied volatility. So, I mean, they really haven't even pumped the premiums on this yet. It's probably because the VIX isn't confirming, so the fear hasn't struck the market quite yet. Okay. I mean, I'm going to come in really small, but I'll buy the 160s for next week on Palantir. But the same thing with Apple. Like, it can bounce out of this. So and from here you gotta have a wide stop. So you probably need 185 as stop. Well, making the bullish. Yeah, let me write that out. 185 will be stop, and then we'll size up. We'll size up either on that second alert break, or yeah, that'll be when I size up, no matter what. Either that, or if we come back and we deny this trend line here, okay, then I'll size up. Similar to Apple, you either want major break or you want to get closer to your stop and then kind of load into the position near the stop. Just because the closer we get to that stop, the more asymmetrical our risk reward is. Holy cow, we have a great question. Holy cow, it's an amazing question. All right. So why are stops bad? Okay, stop orders, stop loss, stuff like that. It's an amazing question. One, because unless you're doing something like a trailing stop, it's hard to have a dynamic stop. Second, it's hard to anticipate. There is some because as much as everyone wants to pretend like trading is a purely math equation, there is an art to it, and markets have some elasticity to them. So like let's just draw it. Let's just do a drawing real quick, okay? Let's just do this. What am I dumb? Where's my drawer? Let's say you have a chart that kind of looks like this, right? And you have like this trend line here, right? And then this trend line was your stop. Well, you get this move through your trend line that then tanks back to the downside, right? Now, if this was a series of candles through here, right? Candles, or if this was like 165 minute candle here. What the heck, dude? Siri's an idiot. I'm sorry. Siri was just rogue right there. But let's say this is a candle that like blows through this. You need the second candle confirmation even though it hit your stop, right? Like you need this candle to finish and give a confirmation to blow through that to actually stop you out. You know, the best way to probably talk about this would be just like run through an example of what orb looks like. So if I was trading futures, we'll try to run through this a few different ways to really drive it home because it's so important. So like if you're trading 15-minute orb, if you're trading futures, you wait for the first 15 minutes of the market to play out. Okay, so it's easy to just go to 15-minute candle. That's the first 15 minutes, set the high and low, and then go to the 1 or 5 minute for your actual execution, right? So this might look like orb's useless because look, it wicks and then just reclaims. Okay, well actually there's no entry. None of these are entries, right? If you're trading off the 5 minute, this is the entry. When this candle finds a new low and gives confirmation, that's where you get in, right? Right? But let's say you were using this as your stop, your long stop, and you get stopped on this candle because it technically went through the level. The problem with that stop order is that you never got price action confirmation to actually stop there. Right? And so that's why I don't manually stop anything. And I'm also not very super anal about staring at positions either. You know, I'll get up and unless it's like a 0 DTE. With futures, obviously to be super anal. But I'm an options trader who, I mean, I'm probably a better futures trader too than most people, but I like options better because I think they got better scalability. I just make way more options than I probably ever could on futures. Well, hopefully that made sense. If it didn't make sense, that's kind of the question. But that's why stops are bad, because you don't get that flexibility with them. And so with people who set hard stops, often they're just getting blown out. Like even if you are like, oh, I'm Mr. Smarty Pants, so this is the level that'll stop me. So I'll just give it a full extra dollar a breath. Well, guess what? It still wakes you up because of the volatility this morning. You know, like, and then you lost like an extra 15% on top of it. So and you gotta sleep, man. You gotta sleep sometimes, right? You can't watch the market all day, so you gotta set stops. And that just blows. Unless you want to go full psycho and, set your phone up on some alarm system to trading view alerts and have it wake you up in the middle of the night so you can review a position. But I'll tell you right now, that shit don't work. I know crypto traders that do that, but dude, if I wake up from a deep sleep, my brain is not activated. I don't know what that. I need a full half hour minimum of being awake before I can touch anything. Like if I wake up late, I'll wake up like 10 minutes before the market opens. I'm just not gonna trade the open because I've not had enough time to wake up. I'm probably gonna do something stupid. All right, I got a beam. Everything looks like as expected. Yikes, man. That looks awful. Man, if you didn't have the tariff thing here, this would look like 2021 for Amazon. It does not look great. The daily was trying to flip. What's the 2-day look here? Dailies, no signs of life. Let's look at Google real quick. I will say if OpenAI completes that deal with Amazon and it doesn't get a move, my gosh, that's so bearish. It means the markets become immune to the hype trade. Man, I am not short this anymore.
what's up? Walk around like, what's up? Everybody in the bar know I'm trying to cut up. You ain't trying to put up, shut up. Fuck up. Hey, shut the fuck up though. You. Hey, I don't like this dude. This dude looking at me right. He kick the fuck out of the club right now. Shut the fuck up. You know, trying to get a cut up. I'm just shooting the breeze. I just got too much swag. The swag's on fleek. Yo, Dre. Yeah, I'm gonna just lay back on this. Let me apologize in advance. I like that. Fuck it.
We're up 21% now on the day for the small account.
Girl, my head is full. I feel incredible as the Hulk. Meaning I'm trying to smash. So come get in line like Santa and climb up inside my lap. Come on, while I devise a plan. We'll be talking about Purell. When sanitize your hands. And I am an industrial strength, high in brand frying pan. Rap is something that I've just had to skill it for some time and am an artist who can draw a crowd like a diagram. Like drawing breath from your diaphragm. I've achieved every aspiration that I have had. Got a diamond plaque or 2 or 3 or 4, but that don't change my attitude. I got a bad one.
She just gotta put up with my shit, I'm going platinum. You just gotta put up with my wrist, I'm going diamond. I just put Fidel up on a link, I'm going gold now. I love all my records, but she said I got a bad one. She just gotta put up with my shit, I'm going platinum. You just gotta put up with my wrist, I'm going diamond. I just put Fidel up on a link, I'm going gold now. I love all my records, but she said I got a
1 minute you're here, next minute you're gone. Don't sit there and scoff, little bitch you can knock the shit about me being immature off. It isn't my fault, the liquor is off, then twisting my thoughts. You said you're looking for miniature golf. Thought you said looking for miniature golf. Your mouth is a hole, that means my dick is in golf. Sick as a dog with croup cough. Biggie is gone and Tupac, and I'm still alive and you not the woo dog. So who died and made you God? Anything can set my mood off. Attitude I've always had one. My temper's like the bitch I just scooped up. I got a bad one.
She just gotta put up with my shit, I'm going platinum. You just gotta put up with my wrist, I'm going diamond. I just put Fidel up on a link, I'm going gold now. I love all my records, but she said I got a bad one. She just gotta put up with my shit, I'm going platinum. You just gotta put up with my wrist, I'm going diamond. I just put Fidel up on a link, I'm going gold now. I love all my records, but she said I got a
genre with all these corny white rappers, I'm not a fan of it. It ain't my fault, but like sock puppets, I had a hand in it. This $1,000 in my hand is just like what Candace did when she turned her back on her own race, cause I have abandoned it. One of the greatest who did it, look what I came up through. You never made it to the level that I made it to. So similar to a dinner table, I ate at you. Haters, I made a few, but like when 3 Stacks just plays the flute, I ain't got shit to say to you. And me offending you's nothing new. Fuck it, it's what I love to do. This is subterfuge just to screw with you. And yeah, this much is true. It sounds like something that Puff would do at a party with Aaron Hall, cause I just love to fuck with you. Eyeliner blush, foundation kit, cause it's you, I make upset. Brain is dead, space cadet, like when Ye forgets to take his meds. So when they get mad or angry at a statement that I may have said, I just say, man, I didn't say that shit. Shady did, cause all I do is write the rhymes and then wait for that beat to play. Spit him, trigger finger, make like a green beret. Like he would get a submachine to spray with him. I should go back to those sleeping days because I'm so stuck in my evil ways. Then I'm fucked either way. The people still seem to think that they want the old me till they get him. Got him up in arms like monkey bars. The fucking bomb with the puffy arm. I'm blowing up the Kid Cudi's car in front of his house where all his buddies are. Just another day at the office, but it seems like Marsha's fucking job is done. Mission accomplished. People off his stunt and pissed 2 billion people off at once. But I gotta keep going Tyson on Kelly. I bodied him twice and already that little motherfucker's back throwing subs like a food fight at the deli. And that is why he got the attitude he got. Like Liza Minnelli, my melly go is the size of the belly on Jelly Roll. And bitch, I got a bad one.
She just gotta put up with my shit, I'm going platinum. You just gotta put up with my wrist, I'm going diamond. I just put Fidel up on a link, I'm going gold now. I love all my records, but she said I got a bad one. She just gotta put up with my shit, I'm going platinum. You just gotta put up with my wrist, I'm going diamond. I just put Fidel up on a link, I'm going gold now. I love all my records, but she said I got a bad one.
This might be the funniest thing I've ever read. Read that. I think Anthony Pompiliano, or however you say that. I'm sorry. I think this guy's a complete moron. I don't think he's ever tweeted anything intelligent in his entire life, and for some reason he's getting big and investing in trading. And yeah, I don't blame Noble for clowning on him, because I'm constantly tempted to, but I'm trying not to be a dick as much. What? Another clown. Yeah. I probably should just scroll through Twitter on stream. Dr. Housing analysts suggest after seeing Leonard's results, consumers may have to live in cars. Make do. Jeez, man. God, this is so. Why do you guys fight trends so hard? Like, if the market is dead, if Bitcoin's is plummeting, why are you continuing to just set money on fire? What is happening? The market's taking a breather, bro. Markets have breathers. Well, you just think it's just gonna be freaking free money all day, every day for infinity? It's a complete lack of like basic wisdoms. Just a complete utter incompetency. It's not even incompetency, man, because you don't have to be that smart to have. You don't. In fact, let me rant. Let me rant here. Let me rant here for a moment, okay? A lot of the smartest people I know, man, I've got Discord members that are freaking, MIT engineers, top tier freaking corporate patent lawyer, and these people struggled with trading the most, and they're stupid smart. Why? Same with economists. There are a lot of economists that are really smart, and they suck. They're so bad at trading. Does anyone know why extremely high IQ people suck at trading? They just are absolutely miserable. Does anyone know why? I can tell you why. There's a right answer to this question. Why do they suck? Does anyone know? I'm looking at the live stream comments. Nothing? They suck because a lot of these guys can't be told when they're wrong because they're used to being the smartest person in the room. They can't be told when they're wrong. And so they'll fight the market because they think they're right. But there's nothing smarter than the collective opinions of the millions of people who are trading in the market. So if you're trading properly, you're trading with what the market is doing when it's doing it. And if your thesis isn't painted on the chart, then you're probably just early. Okay? So they end up sucking at trading because they want to be right so bad. And that's why I say you can't aim to be right, you have to aim to make money, right? Which a lot of people think that doesn't make sense. But that's the context of that. Is so many people want their analysis to be right rather than just make money and just play what the chart is telling you when the chart is telling it to you. Right? Same with that rando guy who keeps trying to play meme coins, and he's like, why isn't it working? Well, because none of the charts look good, dude. None of them. Okay? And that's how smart people go broke, right? They're usually really good at investing because they got really good analysis, so they have an edge, and they're deep critical thinkers that think about second, third, fourth order effects, right? They're good at doing those far out projections, but they're not humble about the path towards that outcome, and so they end up being absolutely atrocious traders, right? And in the worst case scenario, you get people like Martin Shkreli, who would probably be an amazing trader if he wasn't so smart, because he has no humility, right? He has no humility, and he can't be told when he's wrong, and he can't take a different opinion, right? Like, look, if I was going to do an honest analysis of myself, I am above average intelligence, but I learned in my final semester of college when I took, when I was in master's levels advanced biochemistry, and I was having to study hard to get by, and there were other people who were still breezing through it. Like I breezed through most of college with no problems. And then when the material started to get hard, I started to have to study. And there were people I knew that still didn't have to study that much. It still was coming easy to them. That was when I learned, okay, like there this is complex enough that I have to start working hard to keep up. And there are people who don't. And that was a necessary humbling for me. Same with same I've had other similar humbling moments with the market. But those are necessary to have those humbling moments because you learn to like shut up and understand that there's dozens of really smart people who create content, who do interviews, who share their ideas. And if you lack confidence or if you don't know or if you're trying to stay informed, you can kind of piece together the collective of opinions being shared across the internet and then use wisdom and not IQ to navigate what is the midpoint of that spectrum of opinions, and that 9 times out of 10 is going to be what is going to happen in the future. Do you understand? Because that's so important to understand. Like, if you want to be a good analyst, if you're managing a fund, that's pretty much what you always want to do. Like, at the end of the year, I always read through all the, which I guess I'm going to make that video. I don't know. Actually, I might end the stream a little bit before the market closes. Was the 17th, so it's probably time to make my end of year video where I look at my 2025 projections and we talk about whether they're good or bad, or. But yeah, I probably will do that. But yeah, anyways, rant over. Rant over.
Man, I hate rap, but if the shoe fits, wear it. I become a freak of nature, all the kids stare. Who walk around bumping raw with the shit blaring, saying fuck school and dropping out like a miscarriage. I'm embarrassed, and I'm ashamed I played a part in this devilish game, making your common sense perish. But I ain't taking the full blame, cause most of you chumps running around here ain't never had strict parents. All of your brain cells rotten from weed. You feeling like if you ain't got it, life's not as complete. You having sex with every motherfucking body you see, with a past so dark that Satan to jump out of his seat. But still you out in these streets thinking you hot as can be, without the knowledge to lead, so you just follow the sheep, making sure your lame swag is all polished and clean, while your favorite rappers like, yeah, he got it from me. You been brainwashed by a fake life that you used to live in. When I say the word fun, what do you envision? Probably drinking and smoking out with your crew and chilling with clueless women you trying to bang, bumping New Edition. Is that all you think life really is? Well, if so, then you're a fucking idiot. I honestly feel like grabbing your head and hitting it. Matter of fact, you don't even deserve a brain. Give me it! Do you even have any goals aside from bagging these hoes and packing the ball? Well, let me guess, no. You're only in school because your parents make you go, and all you do is play beer pong and hang out with the bros. Yo, society's got you living for a whack cause you're a fucking adult with no skills at all. You don't read any books or play ball, you don't draw, you literally do nothing at all. Still you fiend for the glamorous fruits you don't have cause you idolize rappers that do. And all they say is I got money in a stack to the roof. And now you think
What? Why would you get arrested for that? That is hilarious. This has got to be fake. I doubt this is true. Shit like this, it's like there's always a difference between theoretical and practical. It looks like Apple actually wants to give me room to add. Alright, Palantir played out that bear flag, just tested a major key level, but did break the low of the day. We needed that break of the low of the day before I consider sizing up. Just let it sit for now. IWM try to break out, need to break the bearish EMA here on the 5 minute before we buy some calls at the close. Apple trying to rally here until the end of the day here. These boomers love to think that Apple's a safe haven. I think I'm gonna short this soon. The thing is, the low for the day is probably set. Yeah, the 10 minutes confirming a reversal with the 15 minutes. So let's watch this 65 minute. Let this test this bearish EMA here. Let me adjust this, and that's probably where I'll add to my puts, and then look for this thing to clear out the weekly lows soon. Palantir new low on the day. Okay. Let's see where these are at, and if we want to add here. We're up 40% now. That McDonald's position looking good. I guess I'll say with the market this week, it would not surprise me if we never actually got this touch and it just rolls over here. Yeah, I mean, Palantir doesn't look much, it doesn't get much better than that, guys. But it's just... I think I'll just add tomorrow, man. You know, honestly, from the looks of that chart, you add here, but... Oh, why do I feel so much hesitation? I do, because it's so extended. It can continue to be extended, like it can gap down tomorrow, but I don't think that's something I size into. I think I'll size up on the back test. If this trend line becomes resistance and it dumps from there, I'll put on huge size. But here, I'll just let what I got run a bit. I don't really want to size up into it. I think that's the nuance there. I'm also feeling really comfy because like we're now up 24% on the day from the small account. We are just fucking cooking. We're just cooking. I will share this chart. Man, is this gonna break the weekly? The weekly TTM is at 11, dude. It's at 11. If it flips bearish, GG. This band that's playing right now, dude. Their Sleep Token is amazing. Amazing.
I keep searching, never been able to find a light behind your dead eyes. Not anything at
Fine to me, honestly. Yeah, I tweeted about this yesterday, taking the calls, but I actually closed these this morning. Like pretty early in the morning too. I think we only made like 20% or something. But I thought it looks pretty weak off the open. And that's because of the way this 15-minute was melting into the open. But here it looks. I mean, this don't look amazing, but it looks fine. Actually, you're losing that EMA convergence here. It's a little bit goofy. It could try one more bounce before it probably confirms lower. If you try to make another run and you get a lower high from that, I'd call GG. But the TTM on the 65 minutes trying to roll over hasn't given confirmation though. And this level's pretty huge. Like if we look at WTI here, I'm kind of keeping a close eye on this because we should go out to the daily actually, so we can see the triple bottom. Actually, I think there's a quadruple bottom if memory serves. But you could kind of see where this is, and I actually had this alert as my stop. But this is where you expect this to plummet, right? But I think this is screaming recession. It is just a triple bottom. I think it's a screaming recession. Really ugly, like head and shoulders type formation. This is the neckline. It looks like it's about to give out. I tried to take the calls because it was a bit extended, so I didn't think we'd get the breakdown. And I thought best case scenario, we get a full continuation, but it's not a big enough bounce off the lows here. So I'm out, and it probably will break lower, but I'll wait for the actual break before I try it because right now it still just looks like I'll look one more time. I mean, WT actually looks pretty weak. Look at futures. Oh, excuse me. DSP, what's up? Hey, we are live on YouTube, just so you know. Ed X.
Hey, good afternoon. Hope you're doing well.
Okay, I'll pause my music. Turn you up. Can you talk again?
Yeah, good afternoon. Hope you're doing well.
Yep, I am. Hope you're doing well too, my friend. Yeah, so for CL, this actually does look like a pretty decent short. You would stop it over the. You would use 56.48 as your stop if you were gonna take it with futures. But it looks like a decent short, and you're looking for that low to get taken out. That low gets taken out, it can do some wild things. That's very counter to the energy narrative and to the inflation narrative for next year. You know, if energy's going lower, inflation's probably going nowhere. But it could be supportive to the economy, especially if the Fed's cutting and all that stuff. Right? Oh my goodness, there's still no bids.
So I have a question if you might answer it. I'm just kind of curious what's driving oil prices right now. Like what do you think is supporting making support at 55 and just, we've been kind of downtrending for a while. In your view, what is that reflecting?
I don't even have a view on it. It means that drill, baby, drill. That's that's the sophistication of my analysis. You got the drill, baby, drill president, and so every rally and price fails. That's all I got.
Well, okay. I tend to agree with that, especially over the next however many years we'll be subject to the president.
Yeah, I think he wants them even lower because then it puts pressure. I'm pretty sure the administration is intentionally trying to crush the oil price because they think it'll put pressure on Putin in the Ukraine war, and Trump wants his Nobel Peace Prize.
Wouldn't that be something if they gave him that? I did see that Iran was putting boats out in the Persian Gulf, and I think that could be an attempt on their end to like kind of ruffle the feathers and get those prices back up because Iran is very heavily dependent on oil prices too. So I'm looking at that. I don't think it's really going to pan out though.
We'll see. We will see.
Hopefully, I want lower oil prices. Hey, I want 189 a gallon again. That would be great.
I want. Cheap energy too. Were you watching on X? I see your comment here, WNBT.
Yeah, I was looking to see if you were on a space or not, so I just hopped in the live just to leave a little comment there for you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. It's crazy how the people who want free stuff, who want the free trade ideas, can't even leave a like or comment, and the people who are already paying me are the ones who already one recognize the value, two are making money, and do the extra stuff of leaving likes and comments and reposts.
Hey, I think people should see it. People people should know what's going on at NBT. It's definitely worth knowing about. So I love sharing,
Knowing what's
liking.
going on in NBT means knowing what's going on in the market, man. Am I
Yeah, for
wrong?
real.
Yeah, very real. Honestly, natural gas looks like it's going to collapse too. My gosh, what a
Ooh,
widowmaker! What a widowmaker move to the downside there. They try to
I would
get
love that.
they try to get long on a yeah. Oof. I got mad at my wife because she left our fireplace on overnight, but now that I see that, I'm like, oh, it's probably fine. Leave it on for the next month, babe. That gas prices are crashing.
Yeah, gas has been expensive, but in Ohio here, the electricity prices have just been through the roof, and people keep talking about all these data centers they're putting here, but I'm not quite convinced that's the only story.
Yeah, dude, Ameren hiked prices this summer for me. That was brutal. When I got
Hmm.
that first bill, I was like, yo, what the heck? My bill tripled. And I
Yeah.
called them and I was like, is this everything all good? Like why did it triple? I thought literally like they made an error or something. And they were like, no, we just raised our prices and usage is spiking. Which I was like, okay. By the way, if anyone's watching this and they hate that shit and it pisses you off with the way that like for me as someone who I mean obviously I'm fine, but if you're an entrepreneur or if you're a full-time trader, your income is anything but like steady. Like sometimes you're just kind of flat, you're not really making money or nothing's going on. Other times you're rolling in it and there is the occasional oh my god I am I'm setting money on fire and I'm having to withdraw from my account to pay my bills. That's the doozy, but it does happen. um you can get like your water bill, your electric bill, your natural gas. If you call the companies and tell them to run an average of your last year's expenses, they'll do so and they'll make sure that you have a more consistent bill every month. They'll just average it out so you'll pay more in the winter, but you'll pay less in the summer, and then it's more predictable, and then you know what your outflow is like. So, a little bit of personal finance tip.
Yeah, that's good to know. I wish I knew that before my electric bill went from like $75 a month to like 200, man.
Yeah. It's awful.
I can't imagine like people that are on a fixed income and similar arrangement that just has to,
Suck.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, and they don't do nothing. Trump is too busy
He's too
doing
busy.
his stuff.
He's too busy completing his objective of creating a K-shaped grift economy.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Grift harder, baby. So
This is
Apple's
something
Apple's not getting this touch here, guys. It's really tempting to actually add to Apple here. Sorry, what did you say, DSP?
oh, it's just nothing. I was gonna say, he was supposed to end all these problems within 2 weeks, right? That's what he
That's
ran on.
that's what he claimed.
So what's your what target are you looking at Apple here? What's it not touching?
It's not breaking out of this bear. She and man, the 65-minute, but the 10-minute, 15-minute still say bounce. So we'll probably just chop sideways a little bit longer. I'm kind of wondering if I should have shorted Tesla. I really wanted to this morning. And actually into the close yesterday, but I don't think they've murdered the bulls enough. They're up big and they're probably trying to buy this dip, so they probably just need to get their ass handed to them on this dip, on the one more rug, and then you probably get the real downside move. I don't know. That is like a 30-point move from the high.
I don't know. I
Nearly.
like Tesla here more than some of these other big names just because they keep getting good news. Like the DHL just made their first big purchase of the electric semis, and that's something I'm super bullish on is the Tesla trucks, like the big trucks.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about that. But I mean, that was a few weeks ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Maybe not even that long, but
Because you shared that in the
recent.
Discord when it happened, I thought, and we were all talking about it. Or someone shared it.
Yeah, I think that was me. Yeah, I'm super bullish on that. And just looking at Apple here, like that daily TTM, it looks like it's so close to flipping red.
Yeah.
And if we get that, I mean, we could see like 265 pretty quick, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I want 265 to break, honestly. If we go break 265, this thing could plummet. And to
That would
everyone
be
who's
great.
watching the stream who I say this all, I don't want to be repetitive. I say this all the time, but it's so important. So please hear me out. Do not do your best to not become a meme, okay? Because the person who is a meme, who is an NPC, who is a an average shit tier investor, they whine when markets go down and they cry about it. Oh, why can't everything go up forever? Oh, why is this guy bearish? Why does he want things to go down? Oh, he's so lame. Blah blah blah. Right? You know, it's even worse when they're not even a trader, that they're a self-proclaimed investor and they complain about things going down. We make money buying dips, right? And not like the memes, not like the meme person where something dips 20 cents. They're like, I gotta buy the dip right now, because they've got TikTok brain. And they don't have the patience to wait a day or even a few hours, right? How many people watching the stream? There's got to be. I think we've got like 200 people across all the socials watching this live stream right now. At least one of you bought this on the way down, thinking that it was the bottom, even though there was no signs of a bottom, right? At least one of you. And to you, I say, why can't you just wait a day? Why can't you just wait for confirmation things are going higher? And also, why? And honestly ask yourself why can't you just wait for the confirmation it's going higher? Why are you trying to perfectly time the bottom? Greatest traders in the world, Drunken never bought bottoms. Ever. Considered one of the greatest traders of all time, never once ever bought a bottom. Only bought stuff when it was confirming breakouts. Only ever. Okay. But I know there's a bunch of clowns who pretend to be traders, who pretend to be experts, who fake being smart, who've only been in this for, a year or two, or even worse. They went all in on a few lucky trades and now just LARP as traders. There's quite a few like that, right? The stock soup guy or whatever his dumb username is. He made his own trading course, and it's literally just like a copy paste from Investopedia, the most useless thing I've ever seen in my entire life. A complete clown human being. Which, gosh, what am I doing? I told myself I wasn't going to talk smack, but but don't be that person, okay? You're acting like a meme. You're acting like an NPC. You are the liquidity for good traders, right? You help me get out of my winning positions. Right? Don't be that meme person, okay? Don't be the butt of the joke, right? You got to understand, people like us who have been doing this for years and years, we think you're funny and we laugh when you fail because what you do is just that stupid, right? So don't do that. Okay? I try to teach you some solid wisdoms because you can do dumb things and make money. It's not hard to make money in the market. Okay? It's not. It's so stupid easy to make money in the market. Stupid easy. The hard part is consistently doing it, right? When people say only 1% of traders make it, 99% lose money, they're talking about over long time frames. But the reality is getting a win streak for a few weeks in a bull market, making a stupid amount of money, there's nothing hard about that at all. But since everyone talks about how hard it is in the market, it's so difficult, it's impossible. And then they do it for a few weeks and they're like, I just made a killing. I must be a genius. Why do people think this is hard? That's why they think like that. Because they're only listening to the two extremes of the conversation. Well, usually the one stream, because it's the, fund managers who. It's not even the fund managers. It's just the perma bears that talk about how impossible trading is.
Well, I think
Right?
everything you're talking about can be summed up just by, not having a lot of time in the market. And, we have this culture of like Wolf of Wall Street or like the movie Wall Street where it's like, oh, you got to make your big hot shot trade and you're rich and you're wearing your suspenders. And I think a lot of people, especially when they haven't been trading consistently for a while, they lose sight of the fact that it's like, there's probably a better opportunity tomorrow than what there is today. And what I've kind of started to look at is like fishing, right? It's like you don't go to the fishing when it's raining. You don't go fishing when there's a storm or like when the fish are hiding, right? You wait till the right time when the fish are biting, when the market, when it's a good time to trade. That's when you should trade. So that's right. People will be these noobs. They'll have this hot streak on essentially, when the market's on easy mode, and then that's when they should quit and come back for easy mode again. But what they do is they don't realize
The easy
that
mode's over.
easy mode is over, and it's time for you to lose if all you think of is easy mode. But with time comes the ability to, identify easy mode, and that is something that maybe with your wisdom people can learn faster because it's hard to see, right? Oh, it's going up, what could be the problem? And then, what the most common things, right? It's like there'll be a Fed meeting, or there'll be like a big options expiration, or just something that is part of the mechanics of the market that it's like, well, it's too overbought and needs just a little cooler, and they're all in on GameStop calls. Boom.
Yep. Yep. This is when I gave my bearish. This is when I started to get bearish, and the market went a little bit higher. People started making fun of me, and then since then we've just been we're net flat. We stopped going up, and like it's wild how people have been fighting this since October, and just burning all the gains they made all year. I've been seeing the end of year screenshots from a lot of people who were millionaires in October, and now their portfolio, they've given back 30, 40, 50% into the end of the year because they didn't spot the incoming turbulence. And that's just criminal. Like, you should apologize to yourself. Look in the mirror and say, record a video for your future self and apologize. And honestly, even into next year, this is not looking good. I wonder if this flipped the monthly. This flipped the monthly on Q's bearish right here. Actually.
Yeah, it seems Santa's just going to be hitting the eggnog this year. No, Santa's not going to be rallying after this eggnog binge.
Dude, what? Literally on the 9th, Abraham was when that Venezuelan oil rig was seized by the Navy. And Abraham was like, I think Santa was on that oil rig. That was literally on the 9th. That was literally the high. Or that was so, maybe it was the 11th. That was so, and it's literally done nothing but go down since. So funny.
Santa's trying to make ends meet with, some illegal oil shipping, and
yeah,
even he's got to, pay the bills too.
Yeah, that cracks me up. I think Santa, or I noticed LeShrub posted on X and said everyone, market's dyslexic right now, and it misread Satan rally for Santa rally.
It's Krampus rally.
Yeah, Krampus rally.
Well,
man, that's not a candle you want to see at a top. That's a candle you don't want to see at a high for IWM. I might have to go ahead and I'll give IWM, actually, I'll give it a day. I'll give it a day before I cut my February swings. But it's not looking great.
I mean, we could get a miracle here, but I wouldn't bet on a Christmas miracle if you could just, even just wait and see, right?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you might get your Santa rally. Here's the truth. You might get your Santa rally. Hey, everyone watching this stream, listen to me very closely, okay? You might get your Santa rally. But if you do, it'll be like the last 5 days of the year. Okay? And then it'll be like for the first week of January. That'll be your Santa rally. if you get it. But right now, I see no signs. We might get a dead. If we get down tomorrow, we might get a dead cat bounce up. We'll definitely look for that. If you gap down viciously tomorrow, look for some sort of dead cat bounce. Without it, you did look for sure. Wait for that to get short again. Okay, so if we got down, don't get trapped. But but that's probably where your Santa rally is. I'll look at Tesla one more time, actually.
Well, I mean, at that point, that would just be like a New Year's rally. I mean, that's good luck for Santa.
Man, even on this move for like this is not like our 2024 rally. Like this is such a choppy mess with no confirmations from the RSI. This was a very clean momentum confirmations all the way up, and then a clean meltdown. This move out of Tesla, I just do not like it at all, honestly. You know? I think I was trying to. I'm kind of wishing I took a short, but I'll give it one more day before I feel out of short. You know what I won't give another day? I'm gonna my desk is such a mess. There's so many energy drinks empty energy drinks on my desk from the whole week. I am going to sell some Tesla calls here.
I actually like that selling Tesla calls here. It seems like a pretty good bet.
Yeah, I'll wait to wow. It's an interesting text. Someone just DM'd me Muddy Waters research post. The number of families with children under 18 peaked in 2017.
The number of families with 2 children.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm misreading this. I needed to zoom in. The number of families with children under 18 peaked in 2007.
That sounds more accurate. Yeah, well, there you go. Before 2008.
Yep, that's when people stopped feeling like the future is bright.
Well, hey, I think they are they were right, man. That was COVID.
They kind of nailed that shit, not gonna lie.
To tell you the truth, I've been playing the old Modern Warfare 2 with some friends I grew up with, the one from 2009, and it's just like, yeah, let's go back. Let's go back to these before times before when it was like it wasn't just like everything was just, oh, BlackRock is this, Blackstone that, or COVID this, COVID that. Like now we have these problems with China. Back then, China was like, oh, send all the money there, get everything from China. The times have changed quite a bit.
Yeah. Here, give me 1 second. I gotta pee. I'll be right back. All right. Well, should I do a what? Oh, stream went down. But I think we're back up now.
Yeah, it looks good on Twitter.
Okay. Um, should we do a live reaction to my 2024 predictions?
Yeah, let's see them.
You want to do it with me?
Sure.
Okay. Let me move this over so I can still watch the charts. Before we talk. Okay. I'm gonna crop this out from the live stream though and upload it as a separate video. Hello, everyone. It's time to go back and look back at my 2025 predictions. Made this video at the beginning of 2024, and we're gonna find out how accurate I was or wasn't. We always do a look back at predictions. Obviously, projecting a year out is extremely difficult, so we'll probably laugh at some takes. We'll probably applaud some, maybe, hopefully. I think I remember a good chunk of the things I predicted, but probably not all of them. So let's see what we got. Before we talk about predictions for 2025, I want to do a little foreplay. I want to set the table like a good host with a quick, dirty rundown of the past year. So 2024, in one word, I'll do even better. I can't wash things at one. I gotta go to 1.5. 2 letters, AI. The year when tech companies fondled each other's balance sheets in a race to lead the technology revolution, turning one's expenses into another's profits. Over $185 billion was poured into AI data centers, propelling NVIDIA to a $3.5 trillion market cap, proving nerds can sign breasts too. You win this one, Jensen. By the way, how did Lisa Su win CEO of the year? Is she going to breakdance to the Olympics next? Google also proved monopolies can still do more than buybacks and ugly glasses when their breakthrough Wilhelm quantum chips solve ridiculously complex math problems in seconds, which is about twice as long as the average TikTok viewer's attention span. This chip takes 5 minutes to solve a problem that would take conventional supercomputers around 10 septillion years, which is also Zuckerberg's favorite number. By the way, a septillion is 1 followed by 25 zeros, or as we call it, OpenAI's dev team. SpaceX shattered records with 138 launches. Unsurprising, given how many kids Elon Musk has launched into the world. I'm just shocked that all of these were from the same company. Self-driving also surged with Tesla's first fully autonomous vehicle, which is giving us all more free time for, well, more launches. Waymo also expanded AI-driven mobility, but they made less flamethrowers, so no one really cared. Clean energy fell short of AI's growing power demands, marking the end of wind and decline of solar investments. Turns out the only thing in 2024 that was limitless was Ozempic, and the only thing trending was ruining priceless masterpieces. Actually, that makes 2 limitless energies. Meanwhile, nuclear energy entered a new golden age. It's rockstar era, with natural gas on the drums and oil on the guitar making a comeback of the ages. Rift, baby, rift. The US elected Donald Trump for winning the meme war, bringing back his old money printer energy and the new bro team entourage to the global stage. It's just enough FU energy to get China to butt pucker a bit in the face of a new potential tariff war that could inflame tensions with our AI baby mama Taiwan, bringing more constraints to an already short supply in tech. And you know what rhymes with tariff war? Inflation. Something that Jerome Powell is already anticipating to be tweeted his way as he continued to cut rates well above his inflation targets and remains defeated in attempts to stifle crypto degeneracy as Farcoin makes all-time new highs and gives him the fiscal equivalent of pink eye. Bitcoin also managed to break 100K and bears minds as magic energy money continues to battle its way into investment portfolios as either rapid speculation or the path to freedom from digital tyranny. So now we ask the question, what the f do you got in store 2025? Damn, actually that was such a good intro. I gotta try to make another good intro like that for this year's predictions. I did pretty good with that.
Prediction videos are hard because it's like taking an exam for a class that you have next semester. You don't know nothing. You've been working.
Yeah, I
up
like
to this,
that
but it's
one.
still
I
your
like
discovery, where you're
I
gonna
like
learn new
the was
information.
it like 25 followed by a bunch of zeros is the AI dev the open AI dev team.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't know if it's conceited to laugh at my own jokes, but that made me laugh.
That will provide new insights that will likely change your viewpoint or perspective as the year continues, right? Still, doing these yearly prediction videos is a ton of fun for me because at the end of the year, I get to look back and go, I was right about that and that and that. And I
Well,
just love
so my
figuring it out. You can't
question.
be continues, right? Still,
Let me finish watching.
Well, you're already talking, so I can hear you. I'm waiting for you to speak.
Oh, I was gonna say, do you think that the tariffs caused as much inflation as they were worried about?
No, I was never worried about that though.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean not you, but like the suits and so forth.
no. Oh, no, I mean they definitely didn't. I mean inflation steadily dropped all year.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was never worried about inflation. Anyways, yeah. I just as is always strategically advised before I made my predictions for the year, I hedged myself saying, well, things could change and you got to be flexible.
ego unless you put in the work. And I put in a lot of work into this video. I read through every single major bank's economic projections for 2025, their
True,
expectations,
very
their
true.
targets, their risks, their concerns. I even read
Yeah,
through
I
the
mean, if you
government's
look at the
projections, which,
year
by the way, still
overall, it's been
concludes-
kind of just steady, except for April. April was pretty tumultuous when they were really hammering those tariffs, but it came back from that.
Yeah.
a risk assessment of the 08 financial crisis, which is the perfect embodiment of what kind of level they operate at. So if you average out the big bank projections, you get about 6,300. If you then take the median, you get 6,500. My projection is actually for 6,800. I expect more innovation than the market does. We are in the exponential age, in my opinion. And so I'm starting to buy into the belief that it makes sense that the mega cap companies are outperforming everything because
I mean, it's 6,800 high. Market so far set the high at 6,900. But so far, it looks like we're going to finish at 65. 65. So looks like that median point was actually pretty good prediction from the banks.
They're kind of taking over everything, and AI is taking over everything faster than I predicted. And I'm wondering if we start to hit a point where the innovations in AI, rather than being kind of a semi-annual basis, start to occur on a quarterly basis and then on a monthly basis, where everything just starts really cranking up. And that includes for innovations in robotics, which I'm going to bring back my 2024 prediction of it being surprisingly the year of robotics. I think that's
I mean, that kind of came to fruition with the robotics, but not really, because especially the administration's backing of robotics came at the end of this year. So, I mean, I'll probably carry that over into 2027. I won't call that one wrong, but I'm not going to call it right. So, I don't know. You can make your own evaluation of whether I was right or wrong. I feel like I'm kind of neutral on that take.
coming this year. I actually believe that with a lot more conviction.
We definitely saw like
more
pretty
wildcard
good
prediction.
advancements in the robotics, though. Like, you definitely got the framework laid out here for more to come.
Yeah, and I mean, you could say like, oh, Tesla rallying is a sign that it's the age of robotics, but Tesla didn't break last year's high, so I wouldn't even be. Well, I guess technically it just did, but I wouldn't be really convinced to say that that's proof that I was right, because, yeah, I just don't think it's a fair take to say that I was right.
I think we're already starting to see kind of
There was some small robotics companies that got bids throughout the year, but they're like sub 10 billion.
Yeah,
market cap.
we made really good money on like Richter Robotics, and made some good money off Kit and Terror and ROK, and SYM went nuts. Automation went nuts, which I guess you could pair with robotics. SYM went really nuts. So yeah, and I mean, it was a big theme, but was it like a major driving theme? I don't know. Okay, you are right though, because automation in warehouses definitely went nuts. Like, I was definitely right if you are just focused on those sectors. So I'd be willing to call it a win. Right here, guys, I'm gonna close my McDonald's calls for 60% here. Congrats, round of applause. And I'm gonna roll because we're in the money, baby. And let's get the screenshot for the Discord members. You know what? We're gonna finish. We're gonna redo the reaction video because it's too delayed, and I just basically ruined it, and I'm gonna have to do so much editing, and it's gonna be so choppy. And I'll put if you guys were enjoying going over my 2024 reactions, don't worry, I'll put out a video. But I just decided that we're gonna finish that later, and I'll do it with Discord. Okay. Let's roll this. I'm rolling. Oh, so I just bought I even bought some 330s for January 9th. 23 days out.
I'll be back in a bit.
You're good. And then on the main account, what do we want to do with these? That's January 2nd. Um, I'll just let the current position cook a bit. Yeah, we're on 50%. We got lots of room to breathe. Let me make sure I'm not too sized up on the MU puts into the close here. No, my position looks reasonable there, so I'll let that one sit. Looks like they took Palantir back to flat here. It's the close, but that still looks fine to me. Even if it bounces a bit more, I'm not too worried. Looks like a bit of a failed breakdown on the day, though. The video does not look like it's going to hold 170, so if you wanted to take some end of week lottos for like the 165, I don't think that's a bad idea at all. In fact, let me see what those even cost for the end of the week. I mean, they're stupid cheap actually. So let's see how extended the selling is. My gosh, because yeah, if you lose 169, 165 is gonna come fast, fast, and you just broke the daily. The 2-day doesn't look bottom. It's got full momentum to the downside. Is a bit extended here. You know, honestly, what I'm looking for, rather than like a back test from here, I'm just looking for a plunge, like get even more extended and then just like a big V-shaped recovery out of the hole here, I think is what you should try and look for. So do I want to take that? Not really. I don't know. I don't hate it. If someone else wants to take it, 65s for end of the week are trading at 60 cents. That's you know, buy what you're willing to lose. I don't think it's a bad idea if you choose to take it. It's not financial advice. This is educational in nature. I am not a financial advisor. Definitely not your financial advisor, because you couldn't afford me, and because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just kidding. You can't afford me. Jokes. Um. Yep. I'm probably done trading for the day. What is going on, dude? I'm in some sort of Discord where they're just like chatting away. It's actually driving me nuts with all these stupid notifications. Shut up. Let's go. Let's go. Marlowe printed 131% on his NVIDIA puts. Nice job. We love that. We love that. Oh man, this is not looking good into the close, fans. Let's just gap MU down another 20 points after earnings. With the market this week into MU earnings, just I mean, honestly though, if there was any company that was gonna gap up on earnings, it'd be this one, quite honestly. So if you've got profits on the table, I'd say take some. Take as many as you take some. All right, guys. We had the last half hour of the market. I'm gonna go back to just hanging out with Discord, and I'm gonna record that reaction video, and then I'm gonna finish the website, which I should have been working on this whole time. I've got no other comments to add. I feel like we've gone over everything substantially, and I'm just kind of sitting here quiet and honestly getting a little tired from talking so much. So. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. If you didn't, fuck you. And God bless everyone else. Hope you're making some money. Good night. You're making some money. Good night.